Okay. Well, good afternoon, evening for those that are out there. You guys get to see something new. One of the gentlemen that was talking to me from Australia last night, I was discussing the fact is that we were going to have help online with the system that would allow you to not have to leave um, VS Code to see it. Well, I have added it. Up here is the wxKanban community help live chat, and there I am. So if I type, here is a message, how do I do this? That comes up listed here, and I will go to Yap Chat and show you underneath where it is. Here's a message, how do I do this? So now directly from the kit or directly from the Copilot, you can have online help directly from VS Code to us for wxKanban. And I can answer you. Depends on what you want. And there it is. Depends on what you want. That's pretty cool. I don't care what anybody says. And I did all that, and I'm not kidding you. I did all that in literally an hour and a half. This is a separate product. I know a lot of you don't know it. Yap Chat is going to be useful for us for not only our support. We got communities. We can put other communities and things in there. Chats between, just like you do everything else, but try to consolidate because I'm using too many different chat rooms. But one thing that's in here is our public group, which we're going to allow people to come in and be able to talk to each other and do like we do on Facebook and other stuff without all the garbage and be able to search things with AI, which I have up here. You can click and use AI to help you search for things. So if somebody says something about how to use wxKanban or VS Code, you can say, show me all the messages for the last 3 days on VS Code, and you'll be able to find it. So this is our chat community that's going to be up and running well by the end of the week. And right now I can use it for just helping people that want to do that. You will need to kind of log on. I got to make one change to it because I want to be able to, you put in your email address and it will automatically give you a ID and log on in Yap Chat to be able to use it instead of you having to go over there and enter one in. But we'll deal with that. This part was the hard part. That tells you one thing. Using AI, this would have taken me a long time to figure out. But it's using WebSockets. I've got a WebSocket that I generated and put up there on AWS, and the Yap Chat is hooked to that WebSocket. I'm hooked to the WebSocket through the VS Code, and we're using the WebSocket to communicate back and forth, just like any message system that's been out there for years. WhatsApp, all of them. So this is 10 times the deal of cool, I'm telling you. Just saying. Uh, I am such a nerd sometimes. And you can leave it up because you can go back over here and look at things, do things. Of course, it's going to come around, but it will actually let you look at different things and you can keep up the chat at the same time as you're using it. Let me get this out of the way because that's kind of telling me I'm in the way. So wxKanban is over here. Right? So you can always keep that up and running to be able to pop over and see what people are saying, see what people are doing. If you got a question for the group, put it out there. It's kind of a small group at the moment, but we're going to be growing this week, obviously, especially when I put this out and let everybody know it's here. Uh, Going back to where we were, we have been busy with the application generating it. And that is correct. Stefano said that's true. I created it from scratch, no conversion. And we've been generating all the stuff for the e-business conversion. Now, this is taking some time. Again, this is not an instantaneous convert it over, run it, you're off and running. No, there is what it is a conversion from your existing application that gives you everything you need to recreate the application as you want it recreated with the look and feel of TypeScript, a better screen layout, more modern controls, and things that haven't been around for a while. Nice stuff. So we've done all that, and I have also had it generate all of the implementation of everything. A database has been done. I did that this morning, the database generation, and created the database. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to be looking at the specs and seeing where things are in the process. So let's kind of take it from the first one, which is let's just take a look at the main promotional splash. So I'm going to try to run it, and we'll see whether anything will run yet or not. There may be some questions about getting it to run. We'll see. Basically, what I do when I want to do that is I type in run server and client. And what it's going to do is the basis of everything, the server side will kick off and run, and then it'll run a client up there and bring up the beginning of it. So it's going to start both the API Service Express, TSX, Watch, and the web client Node.js is going to run, and then I'll get a local host link to run the client. This is where things start a little bit more. Okay. Yeah, on port for this. Okay, something is already. You listening there? Okay, make another one. It's fine with me. This is where you start kind of redoing your screens a little bit. It's going to do its best fit for whatever it had on the screens originally. And you may want to change those things as you move around. So that's what we're going to try to look at doing today. So let's give it a few moments to catch up with me. There it is. So we got the API and web. This right here should be, let's see what we got here. There's your e-business. That is the website that they have. Let's enter the site and see what happens here. I don't know whether much will work, so we're looking at that. So enter site's supposed to do something. Obviously, it's not. But that's the e-business screen. So what I'm going to ask it now, okay, enter site is not going to any page. Determine next page to move to, and correct problem. That's how I work it from there. I'm going through each one of them to kind of deal with it. And if I get too many of them, I'll say go through all the pages, look at all the links, and make sure they're going to the correct pages that it needs to go. Your routing is wrong. And that's what it's going to do. Okay. The inner site control is the promo banner. It links to home. So it's got to, where's the home page? So it's got to figure out its routing and stuff like this if it has not already. A lot of the sites, the way they have them linked up in the buttons, it will do that fairly easily. Sometimes it won't. Okay. So it's going to figure this out. It's the test hard coded to Edge Home, but the live component resolves home equals branding home page target. So it's going to figure out what that is, what the branding config is, and go through it. So it'll correct any issues I got going and move forward. So let's give it a few moments, and it'll probably tell me it's time to, I've got it fixed. Try it now, and we'll step on. Is that who I think it is? Oh, I need to make this wider so I can see something here. It won't let me. Okay. So far in the number of videos, and I got to upload two, I think. I got to upload last night's and this morning's both, along with this one now. We have gone through uh, gathering all the information out of WinDev or WebDev, generating all of the rebuild scopes, analysis, um, everything that we got out of the pages of the PDF, and then we've gone through and regenerated all the scopes for the new project from based upon what was already there, the screens that were already there to tell it what to do. Okay. Um, okay. Route it through the spec. And once we've done that, we created all the specs and the use cases and test criteria. And then the final thing is that by doing the implementation, it wrote all of the TypeScript code, the screens in HTML that it needs, whatever it needs to do to be able to run the splash on the home page. Okay, so it's relating 0004 and 0057, which is the home page. So it's telling, well, you're supposed to go to the home page. So let's do that. Now, this may happen depending upon how you've got yours set together. If you got this, okay, bannerless, okay, step pure pash, enter site. Okay. Say splash, promo banner, and enter site, no product rails. Home equals the actual store with the product rails. That's what I want. I'll go into community help here and say, how do I define a specific port to run local host? And over here on YapChat, I'll type in Claude or AI set client port to port number as example 5175. And that's how that's going to work. I'm going to have fun with that. I am going to have fun with that. Then we can go back to the e-business page. Okay, you approve the wording? Yes. Ah, if you have any questions as we go through, let me know. Be glad to answer anything I can. If you think the AI assistant doesn't work, there's the AI assistant. I couldn't find an answer to that space documentation. You may want to ask Stefano, who are available to help. That's the AI assistant trying to find somebody around. Didn't know I had you in there, did you, Stefano? All right, take your sweet time. We got things to do here. We will be going live tomorrow. We are ready to go live tomorrow. So I think let everybody, your friends know. I'll have all the videos up all the way to this point where you're seeing it. I will probably have another video, maybe two, to finish off and clean the whole thing up and show how to deploy it. Then we've already talked about putting a document together to create every step from the time that you start your conversion to deploying your conversion process. So you can have the whole thing in a more of a generic step by step basis. My thoughts are is we'll do that, we'll write that up, and then I'll put the video type or the number of the video if you want to watch the video of how we did it. And I'll put a bunch of this in the FAQ section as well. So that way it's easy to get a hold of because it's a process, especially if you got a large application. This one is not. But if we get it up and running, you're talking about 2 days, 2.5 days to get a conversion running, which is pretty good time for 80, 74 screens or something like that. Let's see how many we got. We've got 78, 82 screens, 82. So with 82 screens, 2 days, that's not a bad conversion from one language to another if we get it all done in 2 days. Even three, I'll take three. Easy. And it's not full time. I'm telling it to do its job and I am walking away doing other things. So it's been, well, obviously I've been doing other things. I've been playing around getting more stuff in the cockpit and stuff like that. So having fun with it. Um, we're getting there. It's figuring it out. Um, to kind of tell how this been for the last couple of days, I'm going to show usage, and I don't know that I've had enough yet to do it. Okay, so my usage for the 7 days has been 18%. That's for the last 7 days, and it's going to reset tomorrow. My 5 hour session is 23%. So when you're all talking about, okay, how much money is this going to be? What your token things is? If you based upon that and using the methods that we're using, I am running 2 or 3 of these at a time. So my suggestion is you can literally team up with somebody else and cut the cost in half if you got two people in your team and use one subscription for the both of you. You probably will not run out of tokens or run out of the numbers you can use in a 5, 6 hour period of time. Because what I've been working through is just okay. It's not bad at all. It's I'm actually going. I had a $200 a month max because I figured I was going to use the fire out of it. Obviously, I'm not, so I'm probably going to drop it down to 100 for the fun of it. Okay. Um, and go from there. Let's see. Simon is really. Why isn't that loading? Okay. Okay. Well, that's doing it. He put the www in front of it. Yeah, that's not going to do it. Okay. Where are we at now? Two-thirds, what's empty catalog data? Yeah, we got no products. I understand that. I'm fine with that. So let's enter now and see if it goes anywhere. See, okay, so now we're going, and are we going to show anything? Or we are dead in the water. We're not going much of anywhere else. And now I say I have a blank screen after uh, button push. Let's go to admin screen. You should be able to change the subtitles to French easily. You should be able to do that. I thought it could. I thought you could change your own caption to whatever language that was in there. I'm gonna try to get something up here and running. I'm sorry, I would have been fiddling with this before now, but I had an issue outside I had to take care of with my sprinkler system. It was running amok. Okay, there we go. Bypass login on test mode. That way I don't have to log in because I don't have the logins anyway, but we'll bypass that. Okay. There is no credentials configured. I can tell you that right now because it's empty. Oh, okay, cool. Okay. Okay, it's going to bypass the login, let me on in, and start looking at screens because there's no data and there are no user IDs in the database right now. None of that. It's not like we converted that actual data. I did not, and I wouldn't know what the data was. The logins would be anyway. But we can always add one to it. I could force one in it from here. But I wanted to see if it'll go bypass because so I don't have to do that all the time. Okay. I may just tell it to add me. Okay. Reading what it says. It's trying to figure out a way to bypass it or add into wxexperts. Password. All right. Yes, now the user wants to also add staff credentials. Yes, do that right there. It's cheap. Okay. Let's see if AI answers. Keeps coming up with your name, Stefana. I'm gonna have to tell it to change that. So you're the man to call. That's funny. This was a originally, I don't know if it was WinDev or WebDev project. I'm not sure. I believe it was a web project. We can actually go take a peek. Turn on this. Let's just go take a peek because I can't remember exactly what it was. I know, no, it was web and mobile. It was a web and mobile is what it was. So it has both a mobile in it as well. So let's take a peek at that and then we'll see what the configurations are. Uh, e-business, a full customized web management interface and a mobile system to go with it. That I know. So it's a web project is what it is. But when to answer your question, okay, um, wxKanban was a WinDev project that I converted to web, and so you can do that. And I also have a program I wrote for an install that is my recording program here, and this right here is an actual program that I wrote inside of wxKanban after we got everything done. And it does videos, screens, does the subtitles, and uploads. It's all the videos that you see underneath the docs was done through this right here is what it's been done through. This is actually an exe on my machine that I had developed. So you can go either direction. Just tell it where you want it installed. It'll make the wraparound for it. Even if it's a web, it'll make a wrapper around that to work as a exe on your local machine if you want it to be. Okay, web is healthy. No tailwind crash. Fine, fine, fine. Two grips coming back. IP. Let's try this again. We done yet? I apologize for how fast Claude is working. He's not doing a fast job today. Come on. We got things to do, people to see. Now, if you've already watched the first and second one, the third one is as a continuation of the second. This morning's is a continuation of that through the database and starting this process of generating everything. And this is the starting your test of everything that's been converted and how it works. Okay. Um, is it good, bad? I don't know. I've never ran it on its own. I'll have to run it in a go button and see what it does. Okay, now I can log in with, okay, fine. So let's do this URL. It's supposed to be running. Let's go. Come on. Let's see if you've done something here and I have missed it. No. Peter VS Code. There you are. Let's go here. Log in. Admin login. There we go. Sign in. So we're going Indy, heavy experts.com, password. Put that in and sign in. Okay, so now I've got a search catalog. I've got that. We're going to add a product. Let's see what an add product does. At least one product must. Okay, fine. Product family. No product. Delete selected. Okay, so we got some other things missing in here, and I wouldn't doubt it. No product. Let's try that again. Nope. Product family. So I need to go with find. There's some things missing, obviously, which is how do I get to a product family? Okay, so there should be a menu bar created on the left side with all the pages for admin to go to. Uh, this one requires a group, but no group can be entered. Okay, so we'll let it go and do that. And what will happen is you'll see the bars show up here on the left side as it moves forward. What we need to do is when it's as we're doing when it gets done with this, I should have stopped there anyway. Is we can tell it to do a few things like moving some things around, stuff like that. You got search text, reference, minimum price, max price. This is the search criteria. They had that before. You've got columns for name, family, reference, price, stock, and actions with no products. So we'll take a look at do things. Share with an agent. Interesting. Okay. Um, and let this kind of keep going. Hi, Jim. If you ever want to know anything about Oracle, Jim Weatherly's the man.
What's up, Mr. Andy? How you doing?
I'm doing well, sir. I'm doing well.
I was sort of wondering a little while ago why the data conversion wasn't the first step, but I realized that's not really the primary purpose of the demonstrations.
No, data conversion is pretty easy. On HF files, you go in and you do an export to JSON. It's a function that WinDev has. Do that in a global procedure, one for each file, and you'll get a set of files out there of the JSON records of everything you got. Then all you do is type in the bottom. It says convert the JSON from this file into the database after you created the tables in the database, and it does it for you. That part is not real hard. We will define that inside the document for steps, obviously, including the actual code. Okay. Um, and that'll let us, give you exactly what you need to do for a hyperfile to do that. But it's not difficult. I did a conversion from MS SQL to Postgres that way. Just told it to copy everything from one to the other, and it did it. Didn't need me involved at all, which has been something I haven't had to do 40 years. So it's always been a chore to move from one database to another. But this was easy. It's got all the tools. Okay. Now, if you see right there, I told it to build it now, spec in parallel. So what it's going to do is build the specs also at the same time it is working on the code, which you can do that to kind of shorten up the time frame if you need to, if you're looking at it like we are. Okay, it's doing the shell, need path name for active route. Okay. The other thing is okay, do we have a, okay, so that's, and we'll do that again. Come on. There we go. Now we got everything here. New product highlights, families, promotions. That takes everything. So now I got characteristics. Whoop, that didn't like that. That's one thing. It's got a build error on that one. So I have to deal with that. All right. I always have fun trying to work with PCSoft's example programs, but I needed something. All right. This is why I can run two or three at a time because while it's doing this, I'm off on a different one. But I need to have it post up there to the deal that I'm done so that comes up there and says, "Hey, Andy, I'm done with this other one. Do this one." Okay. Okay, all 14 converted. Fine. You start client. Okay, kill that. Let's start that up again. Confirm it's up and running. Give me the local host today. Okay. Client started ready in 2.2 seconds. Okay. So I guess we'll just do it this way. That way I don't have to worry about it. Localhost 3000. Okay, there's our inner site. And we're going to go to admin login. And there we go. That's the wrong one. All right. I think so. All right. So here we go. Let's see what we got going here. We got products. Can we see this one? Yes, we do. We can see families. Yes. Okay. Uh, okay. So here, let's do this because one thing is not there. Okay. Add the daylight, uh, night controls and functions while we're doing with this. And what that's going to do is allow me to switch from dark mode, light mode, and dark mode. Promotions here, we got sales. Let's see, we got sales and content is here. So that's there, news. So we're actually getting screens up. Not bad. And I'm just going through this, making sure at least I got screens up for everything. It may not be, I have no idea whether it matches the actual e-business or not. I know that I would not publish it this way, but it's there. You got the contact form, configuration, which is site configuration. So we got site name, content, special pages. Site name is wxExperts. Content, products, special pages, news, promotions, contact, legal. Okay. Stock, basket max stock text. You're full. Insufficient. Buy more. Low stock threshold 2. Low stock text. Cheap, ain't you? We want to save those. Obviously, they saved. Information saved means it's in the database. You got the pay box stuff. I know that's not working. Security and users, staff users should show my name up there. Okay. It done has back office users there. Security questions if you want them. System stuff. Characteristics. Okay. Other than it being a little what you call butt ugly, this is when you look at it and say, you got an ugly child. This is it. And all we're going to do now is make it look like it's supposed to, make it a little pretty, because it ain't. Um, so as soon as this gets done verifying the theme toggles and stuff, we'll start messing with that. And here it is. See, so we can go dark mode now. All right, so we can go dark and light mode. And let's go with a few things that we want to be able to do with this as we move forward, okay? Let's see. We're gonna make the menu bar over here 3D and put a little light purple around it. So make left bar slightly raised with a purple glow around it. So we'll be able to take a look at that and it'll pop up and do that. And then I can say, I tell you what, why don't you, let's give it a families while we're at it. So we'll do 2 top level family is skills, agents. Add to family. Okay, so we got that. We got agents, new products, maximum shown on site. Okay, let's go back up to products. And what I'm going to do is say insert products, test products in a database family of using agents. Now, since it's an empty database, I can do this without a problem. And so all I'm going to do, there's our purple and raised up a little bit, give you a little separation between the two as we go through it. And look at things. We're not, it's looking better. We can make this look better. But we're going to have to do some screen stuff to make it look more appealing, in other words. But what'll happen here is when it's done with the family agents, it ought to insert 10 or 20 of them, something like that. It'll do that. And then we'll be able to look at the list box, which is the same thing as our table. And we can deal stuff with that. Um, it's going to do look at the schema so it knows exactly what to put in there. Family products, tax rate, product type, make it up. I don't care. Uh, and we'll go through it. And we'll see products start to show up here. Order processing is here. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm using DuckDuckGo. You bet you. Absolutely. I got away from Google a long time ago. I am absolutely happy. I'm going to clean this up some more, make it look real pretty, and I'm going to deploy it and publish it uh, today. And I'll put a link out there for everybody to be able to get to it. So it'll be called ebusiness.wexperts.com as the subdomain. And somebody will be able to see a full conversion online. We'll put some data in here, work through things so people can play with it, add in their own stuff, uh, and see how a conversion did. If they want to run the e-business one that WinDev has, they can see the differences. That's for sure. Let's see. I also want while it's doing that, let's see. Panels need to have glow around it also, just for fun. And so each one of these panels here will end up having a little slight glow around them as well. I like using that. It's kind of an easy thing to do to make separate the areas. Also, menu bar needs to be able to slide in, out with hamburger control. Okay, that's a couple of tweaks. It's pretty easy to do. And what'll happen is it'll give me a little deal here to slide it out of the way and then hit the hamburger and bring it right back out again. So this is not bad. I mean, literally, okay, so we did one, two, three, four. We're on the fifth one now. So in 2 days, we have a website. We don't say it's polished to be able to say it can run forever. I'd want to release this out to the public, but you do have a converted website from WinDev now. Interesting. Interesting. Kind of makes me curious now. Curious now. Well, that's interesting. It won't run. It won't run. Okay, I'm gonna figure out how to get it to running in web dev here. Uh, see what the problem is and see whether or not. Oh, it's on web service. That's the wrong configuration. Maybe that's the problem. Let's see what we got here on the configurations. Because that's a web service thing. Okay, this is the one we want. E-business. That was probably the problem. Okay. Wow, 1,082 compile errors. That's rough. And it won't run. Maybe you gonna run? Hey, it's gonna run. Okay, so we got compile errors out the wazoo on this application. So that is not going to do us any good. I'll stick with my version. Runs better. All right, we got that yet? What do we got here? Check home rendered content for seeded data. Let's go look at products. There's all the products. Wow. Okay, so let's make some cleanup on this as well because I don't like necessarily the way it looks. So we'll do a little cleanup on this one as well. We got a little bit more time. And then we'll open us up for any questions and answers that we need to do. So what I want to do is let's make the background of the table lighter color gray. Make background of list uh, gray and column headers search capable. Okay, let's see what happens now. Okay. Now it's doing the search up here where it can do things, but I think I'm gonna try to see if it'll do that because that was one thing I was kind of wondering is whether it would. Obviously, got the edit and delete over here with it. We'll see what it comes up with as it resets this page. Okay, so it's doing the desktop hamburger slide, which will be popping up here. Cast iron enamel casserole. That's really, I did different families. It loaded a bunch of different families in here too, is what it did. So it put a bunch of different things in there. Weird. Okay, cool. That is great. Okay. Can you add style guides? You talking about the search and add product?
On the product page where it's a few
Oh, you
screens
talking
back,
about guides in here?
just basically, yeah, just basically uh, preferences for when AI is building screens. You might say something like prefer button placement beneath a field versus beside it.
Right.
and that way it would generate it fairly consistently across, forms or update pages, however you want to term those.
Well, what I want to do is right now in wxKanban, you have a themes section to be able to create and do your own themes and how you want to set them up. I want to expand that a little bit further and allow you to set, okay, a control, a table this, buttons this, things like that to allow you to say, here's what it looks like, but you can change it. Because right now, when you look at this one, even though I have a theme on it, it's not doing these buttons like I wanted it. And I wouldn't want those buttons. I would want them different. Uh, but I did put the searches underneath. Okay, cool. So I can search anything underneath here and get rid of this if I want to, which is nice. Um, but certainly when you come down here now, the smart thing to do, and that may be something that we can work on as well, is that if you come down and you're working on a page in VS Code, okay, is to give it the ability to save the theme, save it as a theme, and upload it to your um, theme storage. So you can pick it for another one without having to redo it again, things like that. That would be a good idea to do as well. I'd like to, in Yap Chat, be able to go ahead and let people share their themes. So that way, if you want to share a theme, you can get it and bring it over to your wxKanban and have a theme from that. In one of the videos, I show how to get it from a URL. I don't think it gets everything. It doesn't get every control from that. It does get the theme, but it doesn't get every control. It gets the colors and stuff. So that's the reason why I want to expand that and do a little bit more and give some more themes deals on that. But I don't see any reason why wxKanban can't. I think mine looks real good, so I'm going to donate it to a common area to so everybody could use it. Kind of like the same thing that we get in the choices for themes in WinDev. You can pick from them. Mine are I'm colorblind, so I like things certain ways. So as long as I can see the difference. Okay. Like I said, we usually keep these down to about an hour. We're there. We got any questions about what I can do next? Believe me, I can do anything. It doesn't make any difference. This has checkboxes in it too. Cool. So we got checkboxes to delete. We don't want to delete any of them. Okay. Things like that. All right. Go to work. Um, Most of the time, like if I had an ad product, I'd actually have it here on the left side. I wouldn't have it above the actions. That's not a place I'd put it. I usually have it over here as a add new product over here on the right side. So uh, move the add new product to left side and make wording as add new. Now what that should do is change that. Should take this, move it over on this side, and yep, and add new. So you just put add new there, and then okay, the delete needs to go to delete text needs to go to right side and that'll change that over. So this is, this is how you can deal with stuff. It doesn't take long. So you clean it up the way you want to make it look prettier, and then we'll give you the ability to save the theme for later, use it again some other time. How's that? Okay. Anybody else have any other questions that we can answer? Any statements you want? Any other items other than the installation? That's it. That's the thing we're going to do yet next. I'll clean this up a little bit more and make it look a little bit more prettier because I don't want something out there that looks that bad with my name on it. And it won't be much different, but it'll be that, and I will publish it out. And I will record the publishing in the next session. I believe there is one more for tomorrow morning early for you, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to turn off the recording and we can talk as you want.